Hello, again. Second video. Hey, how fun. Today I wanted to do stash busting. Now this is going to be heavily inspired by Retro Claude. I adore her videos and I want to kind of do it also, but in my own way. Instead of just yarn, it's going to be kind of every project because I have interests in every hobby almost. I just want to use as much as my stash as possible and do projects from my stash. A lot of them are probably going to be focused on yarn and yarn hobbies. That's just what I'm interested in right now, but in the future it might be cross stitch, sewing, etc. I have no idea. I just have a lot of interests and a lot of things, and this is going to be my journey to stash busting my stash. Yeah. I have an alien crochet project going on right now, and it's almost done. So I just figured, why don't I try this? You know, just record the things that I already do and just make it a fun video and try to incorporate you guys and maybe start a community here. I don't know. But because that alien is so close to being done, I want to already plan my next project. The yarn I'm planning on using is this. It's really nice. This one's like heavily used, but that's what it originally looks like. It's Queensland's Collection Perth in color Palm Cove. It's really pretty. I already made my dad a hat in this, hence why this one is so small. And he really likes it, and I have two. I have a whole nother one and this one. So I thought this is the yarn. Now it's fingering weight, so it's really thin and too thin for the hat pattern that I want to use. So I'm going to use it double. The pattern also calls for stripes, and I didn't know what to use with that because it's very variegated. But I remembered I had this like olivey green. It's SMC Northern Wool in the color this color in this color. I made a cardigan for my sister out of this, and I have the remnants of this skein left. There's 72 grams on here, but those together are really cool. And just like imagine the stripes. So this would be the brim, and then it would be like 2 rows of stripe color, 2 rows I think, or 4 rows of this, 2, 4. You get it. You know, you're smart. You know what I'm talking about. I think that's going to look really cool, and I think my dad's going to be really excited. I'm going to also be trying double pointed needles. I got these from a thrift store, I think $1 each, and I've never used double pointed needles. I've only ever done the magic ring, but I would rather die than do the magic ring. So I'm going to try double pointed needles for the first time ever. First things first is finishing that alien. So I guess you'll see that now. This is the beginnings of the alien. It's not much, but it looks pretty cool. It's based off the cow puff pattern. It's a free crochet pattern I found on Ravelry. I was going to do a cow in these colors, and then I thought, no, it doesn't work for a cow. Don't kid yourself. So then I was thinking a bug. And then I started making the little legs for the bug, and I thought I made 6, and then I only made 4. But because I thought I made 6, I moved on to the antennas. Here's an antenna, and I made 2 antennas and only 4 legs, and I ran out of yarn. So I don't have any more of this. So I didn't want to open a whole new skein of this color just to make 2 more legs. So I decided it's gonna be an alien. I made little alien eyes. I used 2 strings of black, and boom, alien eyes. I made 2 of them, and now this puff is gonna be an alien puff. I'm very excited. I just need to make the insert. I could buy one for $30, but considering I bought this yarn for $2 at the thrift store, I am not spending $30 on a sphere. So I'm going to try to make one on my own. My printer is not working, so I'm not going to be able to print something. So maybe I'll like draw it. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but we'll figure it out, won't we? That's what we always do. We're crafters. So I got the main portion done. That's all I need. And the reason I want to use a insert rather than just filling it with polyfill is because I don't have enough polyfill. I only buy my polyfill secondhand, and I don't have enough to fill this up as is. So I want to use scrap fabric and cut it into little squares to use like a half and half mix, because just fabric, it's way too heavy. Just polyfill, I won't have enough of. So I want to do a half and half mixture. I think that will work best for me and my needs for this project. Also, the bottom of it is completely open because you're supposed to sew this onto it. I swear I made it the right size. I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see what happens. But on to making the sphere, the poof, and then sewing everything together, and then stash busted a full skein of really big yarn. So it was taking up a lot of space. It'll be gone. Alien plush. Okay, I had to trace this with my phone, and I'm using cow print because it was supposed to be a cow, and that's funny. That was so hard to cut it. It's like 6 layers. Very, very not good. But look how sharp those scissors are. And then, again, 6 layers. It was so hard to cut, but we got it. We figured it out. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. And then I'm just going to sew them together along this edge. That edge. Perfect. Done. Wow, I'm a genius. I'm so good at this. Look at it, all sewed. Now it's a ball that's open. Perfect. Great for stuffing. And it's too small. No. Oh, I was so disappointed. Back to the drawing board we go. So I made them out of fleece this time, so it'd be thicker. And I made them really, really big, so hopefully it would be big enough. I did all the same steps. I wasn't going to show you. It was boring. Hopefully this will work. I'm cutting them up to little tiny squares, ta-da, so that they will be filling material. This was just extra fabric. I did it to a bunch of my extra fabric. I didn't show you. It was boring. But there's a sneak peek of what it looks like. Now I'm going to put polyfill in there, so it's a mixture of 50-50. And I'm hand sewing. It's super crude because this will not be seen ever, so it doesn't need to look good. And it fits! Oh, and it looks so great. I'm so happy it fits. And those are the little antennas. And I'm sewing the bottom onto the main body. That was actually really fun and therapeutic, and I recommend it. It looks like you have something behind your ear. Don't move. Let me get it. Let me get it for you. It's the alien! Ah! Oh. It's the alien! happy. So the eyes are free leaf patterns from an online crochet site. I don't know. I made the legs up. It's just 6 half double crochets, 4 rows of that, I think. And then these little antennas I made up to 6, increase to 9, 9, decrease to 6, decrease to 4, 4 for 3 rows. And then the body is based off the cow. I seamed up the butt. You can kind of see it right there. It looks so good. I'm so happy. I named him Ulian instead of Alien. Ulian. And I'm very, very pleased. Yes. And he's so dense. Can you hear that? So dense. Because of his 50-50 fill. He's a very dense boy, but I'm very happy with him. He's also huge. Took a full skein of Bernat baby blanket yarn in the color baby blue green, I think. I love him. I love Ulian so much. I wanted to start the nightcap for my dad. And so I was trying to learn how to use DPNs because I thought I was going to do the entire hat in DPNs. DPNs are impossible. You guys were lying? You were lying to me, saying that it was a lot easier than Magic Loop? Nobody said that. But I assumed it. And so how dare you let me assume that? This is so hard. It's so hard. Starting it is so hard. I'm only like 3 rows in. And I think I increased 5 times. I think I decreased once. Like, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense what happened here. But it's really complicated. I think at least for the main portion until the decreases start, I'm going to use circular needles. Because this was really hard. Now, maybe once I start the decreases and it gets too small for my circular needles, maybe I'll switch over to DPNs and at least try that. Once I got going on these, it did become easier. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do it on these. Because, hello? I have this for the rib. It's 3.75 millimeter. 16-inch circulars, thank goodness. And then I have a 4 millimeter 16-inch circular. I looked up a video tutorial and I had to watch a few to kind of understand it. I've been knitting for about 2 years and these have always terrified me because it looks so complicated. This looks like it shouldn't exist in the world of knitting. All right. Me and Ulian will see you in a future update, which hopefully ends nicely because these DPNs are scaring me. Dad's nightcap. This is a crude drawing of a nightcap. I never said I was an artist. This portion is going to be using circular needles. Again, I'm going to use that smaller set for the brim and then the larger set for the rest of it. This portion is going to be DPNs, hopefully, if I know what I'm doing. We will see, won't we? It is to the point where we can start changing it to DPNs at the top. But look how pretty the stitches are. I'm so pleased. I was really worried that the variegated thread wasn't going to work well together, but I think it works amazing. I'm trying to switch the circle needles into DPNs. I had to look up a video because I had no idea how to do it, but I think I'm prepared. I have 66 stitches and I want to put it on 3 needles. So I need 22 needles, no, 22 stitches on each needle. So I have these 4 that I need to regularly knit with my 2 strands. Okay, and just to kind of lock everything in place, I'm going to do the very first stitch here to lock in that color change. And now I will start knitting with my DPNs. This is what the video said. I'm just following the law of the video. So 22, so 1, 2, 22 stitches on this needle. I am really not setting myself up for much success because this is metal, but it's the only DPNs I have, so it kind of just has to be that way. I need to now put 22 more stitches on another DPN. Okay, the lighting in that last clip was terrible. I'm very sorry. But I got them onto the double pointed needles. I have my circular needles back. Now I have to knit using these. I don't know how people mark the beginning of rounds usually with double pointed needles, so I just put my stitch marker there, and this round is the decrease round, so it shouldn't be any different, she says hopefully, than normal with circular needles. It's just now a lot of needles looking at you, but it's knit 1 and then slip, 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 knit, and then knit 9. So can you see? I'm doing it. Hooray. I'm doing it. Okay, that wasn't so bad. It really is bad though that they are metal, and or I guess they're aluminum, but they're not bamboo or wood or anything, so it's really slippery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's really terrible for my first time doing any DPN work, and it's super slippery and I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing and I'm freaking out. Everything should be fine. People have been doing this type of knitting for many, many years, and they're really good at it, and they're not worried about their knitting falling off every 5 seconds, so neither should I. Maybe I should. I'll put more care. Like, I have no idea how to travel with this. How do you travel with this? Look at this. I never even thought about this, but what if I have a decrease on one of the needle changes? What do I do then? I don't know. I guess we'll find out when we get to it, because I'm sure it will happen. And I remember the video told me to make the first 2 stitches really, really tight, so that way there's not bridging or ladder or whatever it's called. Okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. We will figure out how to do this. And then by the end of this hat, I'm going to be a pro. It will all work out. I wasn't counting. Maybe I need to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9. Ah, perfect. After doing a few rounds, it's like when you get braces for the first time and your mouth just feels really crowded and uncomfortable and you're talking funny. That's what this is like. It's like having braces for the first time. It's crowded. It's uncomfortable. I feel like I've never known how to knit in my entire life, when I know that's not true. I can knit. It's just funky. This is funky. And it's, again, probably not very helpful that I'm using metal DPNs and not bamboo or wood or plastic. I dove right in and went with the slipperiest material and wool. Not very forgiving of myself. I have done a lot and I'm pretty proud of it. Well, a lot. Like 2 rows. But I did 2 rows, one of which had decreases. I am ready to finish the hat using DPNs. I'm just gonna have to figure out how to transport. I want to watch my TV while doing the hat. I don't want to just sit up here all the time, you know? We'll see what happens with that. But it's good so far. I'm not dying. My project didn't combust. It didn't explode into a fiery ball of madness. It just looks like this now, which is its own horror. Go into the tunnel if you dare. Well, hey, DPNs aren't that hard. I mean, starting work on the DPNs, not fun, but continuing work on the DPNs, super easy. I'm a little annoyed with myself for not doing it sooner and being too intimidated because it looks awful, but it's so much easier. I guess this is like the time where I reflect and tell you that go after everything, try new things, but honestly, this is just annoying. Why didn't I do it? Why didn't I do this earlier? I could have made so many socks on DPNs. Anyway, see you next time. Well, see you in a few seconds, honestly. It's done. I'm so happy with it. It's a little tight. I didn't do a gauge swatch. I should have done a gauge swatch. It's a little tight, so I'm gonna block it and hopefully make it expanded a little bit more. I want it to be uncomfortable for my dad, but I think it's turned out really good. I love the colors. I think the colors look absolutely phenomenal. You can see the join, the color join. I didn't do the best job. I don't really do stripes very often, so I was really trying, and I think the further I got up, the better. Like, that looks a little bit better, right? Compared to down here. So now that I'm done with this, I get to put everything away. And as I was looking through all of my tools, I just got like annoyed. Knitting takes so many tools. This took 2 circular needles, one for the rib and then one for the main, and then DPNs, and then DPNs for the top here. 3 different tools for one hat. I mean, that's so much. That's so many tools, and that's not including scissors, that's not including yarn needles, and it gets really expensive to constantly have to get the same size or the right size needles for a hat or the right size needles for sleeves. You know, you need DPNs for the cuff of this sleeve, but that's 4mm, and the other project you're doing that needs DPNs needs a 6mm DPN. It's like, it gets really, really expensive, and it's one of my biggest gripes with knitting is just how many tools and how expensive those tools can be. On d-co.com, it's my website, craft thrift store, you can get your tools for $1 each. I make sure to price them at $1 each. You can get circular needles, straight needles, latch hooks, even crochet hooks. You just pick your size and it's $1 each. I just want to make it more accessible because it's so expensive to have this hobby. And usually for like big thrift stores that can have clothes and houseware and all of that, you can't pick the specific size. You just kind of hope that they have something there. But on D-Stash Co, you can pick the specific size. On some of them, you can even pick the make. So like if it's wood or if it's steel. Anyway, there's my whole spiel about how annoyed I am with how expensive crafts and hobbies are. Check out D-Stash Co. That's all I'm saying. We have a lot of stuff on there. I'm sure you'll find something you like. For the hat, it's finished. I still have a week in March left, so I still have enough time to do another project and maybe a second one depending on how big they are. And just need to block this, start new projects, and be done. Hooray. Hi again. I actually finished another project. I don't have it anymore because it was a gift, but here's the picture of it. It's nice. So my sister requested an axolotl, as they do, and being the generous sibling I am, I agreed. And so I was scouring my stash, because this is stash busting, and I found this yarn that's super colorful. It's a mystery acrylic. I ended up calling it Walking Through the Tulips or Frolicking Through the Tulips. And I think that describes this color very nicely. And then for the gills, what are those? The antennas? I don't know. I use this pink, which is one of my favorite color pinks that I have. Knit Picks Worsted and Carnation. It's so pretty. And because the gills or those things are kind of fuzzy, I also use this mystery fur that I have. I believe it's Lion Brand Fun Fur. I don't know, but it's perfect and it looks amazing on the final little creature, and I'm very proud of it. But now that I have another project done and I still have a little bit of time left in March, I thought this is the perfect opportunity to make another hat. Yes, I live in Texas. No, I don't wear hats. But I really like making hats. So that's what we're gonna do. So I have this National Park book from Nancy Bates. Knitting the National Parks. It's such a great book. I really recommend it. So many pretty designs. And I actually have a national park planner, like a daily planner for 2024. And so every month in here is a different national park. And so since January, I've been knitting the national parks beanie from this book. And this month the national park is Yosemite, and it's not very pretty. So this is Yosemite's hat. It's not ugly, it's just kind of boring, especially because February's is also a gray mountain range. And I just didn't want to do so many mountain ranges. I'm going to be changing it up this month and instead doing the Petrified Forest, which looks like that. I'm going to change the colors a little bit to kind of be more rocky, but that is my choice. You should be expecting a national park beanie from me every month because I plan on doing these every month. And I don't know what to do with the final beanies, so please let me know what you think. Anyway, here are the colors. A brown, pink, yellow, cream, gold. They're all acrylic, all worsted weight, except for this one. This one's cotton. If you're upset by this, I understand. You are very lucky that I didn't film me making the February one, because not only did I have 2 cottons and the rest acrylic, 2 of the colors were also DK weight, not worsted weight. It's not stash busting if you're not just mixing up a bunch of weights, colors, and textures, right? I mean, hello. It's stash busting. You have to be creative. This is going to be a normal average beanie, and I will see you at some point in the future. Hopefully, the beanie's finished, and March is also finished. Hopefully, the beanie doesn't go into April. I don't think it will, but who knows? Ta-da! I finished the Petrified Forest monthly beanie. I think it looks so good. I'm very happy. I say that with every project. I was just editing and I have said that with every single project. I say I'm happy, but I really am. Like, they look so good. You have the texture at the bottom. You have your beautiful color work, your nice decreases. I'm happy. I'm glad it turned out this way. Next month's hat is going to be quite the endeavor, I fear. It's Joshua's Forest or something like that. It has cable work. It has baubles. Too much, but I'm going to do it because it actually looks good and it fits with the theme. So if you want to see me try and tackle Joshua's tree, you need to watch next month's video when it comes out next month. I also have started a shawl, Pretend It's Here. I don't have it near me at all. I'm wholly unprepared for this, but it's not much, so you can't really, there's not much to see anyway. So again, check out April's video for that, and hopefully we'll have more yarn or more items in our stash busted. And if you want to do Joshua's tree beanie with me for April, you can. Do it on your own time. But I feel like you put a costume on a dog and that's kind of what I look like right now, but it looks so nice. I'm very happy with the colors. And again, I say I'm so happy about everything every time. It would be difficult to displease me with my hard work, so there's that. This has been March stash busting. Hey, that's fun. This video was a lot of work to film, to edit, but I've had a lot of fun and I hope you had a lot of fun watching too. Make sure to check out dstashco.com. It's a passion project of mine and I really hope you find something good there. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know if you have another video idea or something you'd like to see, like more stash busting or sewing or more D-Stash Co stuff, like going through donated items. That's always a blast and that might be really enjoyable to film. I don't know. Like cross stitch or more crochet or specific projects, not a whole bunch, maybe just like 1 or 2. Like, let me know your ideas and your opinions. Yeah. Bye. See you next time. Check out D-Stash Co.